Good day to you. Today I want to talk about healthy love. Healthy love, I mean successful marriage, peaceful marriage, which everyone is dreaming about. You really want it to happen in your life, no matter what. But to really have it, there are some things you need to put in place. There are some efforts you need to put into marriage. Actually, these are my marriage practice. Although I'm just a young man of just 19 years in marriage, nevertheless, I have seen it that all these practices I have put in place in my home marriage works. And that is why we are still counting number of years in our marriage. Number one is to be free. When you get married to your wife, let her free, let you be free. No matter what she does, no matter where she goes, you can just ask, oh, baby, where are you going? Or she probably tell you where she's going, or you also make it an habit for yourself, being a man, to tell your wife where you're going at every point in time. Provided she knows and you know where she's going, you will have better understanding of each other. And that will make your marriage so soothing, so beautiful. And by doing that, it makes you people to have the next point I want to talk about, which is trust. Trust is going to be a playing game between both of you. Two of you trust each other, there wouldn't be a problem. If even people come around and tell you, we saw your wife there, we saw her there, we saw your man there. But for the fact that there is trust in your marriage, it's just a straight question of asking him, baby, I was told you were there. Oh, you know I told you I was going to so place, and while I was going, I just met this guy. Okay. So, and it will just be a talk away thing. Trust is another essential thing in marriage. And when you have that trust, you've had a lot of goodness in your life, goodness in your marriage. Number three thing is get big interest in your spouse's business. Your spouse's business, let you do whatever it takes to make sure your interest in your spouse's business is also great. When the business is going, when you know anybody that is seeking for a kind of benefit to your spouse's business, put it up. Tell people, this is what my husband do, this is what my wife does, this is... By doing that, and you might at that point bring one or two good or big business for your spouse. Having done that, we make the marriage more successful, make it blissful, and make it worthwhile enjoying. Because the moment she can get business through you, or you can advertise for her or him, it makes the marriage so soothing. And another thing is, you need to understand the mood and space. You need to understand the mood and space. What I mean by that is, mood, you have to understand the mood of your wife when she's happy, when she's sad, how to come in when she's sad, how to approach her when she's doing well. You need to know everyone has his own space. Although the lady's space tends to be more strong sometimes, because like anybody can come around and tap a man, he wouldn't have problem. But the moment you tap a lady, she might just turn aggressive on you. She might just get it all wrong because of the space. It's an intrusion to her space. So you have to understand, even your wife, being your wife, you don't just bump in on her space. Sometimes you might just be doing ladies' things. Then the next thing is, you have to respect that space. You have to give respect to her by giving her the space she requires at that point in time, regardless being your own wife or your husband. And get away sometimes. That is another key point. When you are married, you understand each other, you trust each other, you are free, you are good together. Sometimes get away. What I mean by get away is when you have reason to travel to other states whereby you need to spend 2 or 3 days. Maybe your wife too need to travel somewhere, she required to spend 2 or 3 days, maybe for ceremony, maybe for business trip. When you come back, either of you, when you come back, you tend to accept each other with open arms. When you accept with open arms, you tend to be like a new person to your wife. You tend to be like a new person to your husband, which make it is more like you are re-energizing your love for each other. By doing that, re-energizing the love for each other, strengthen your marriage, make it a blissful and successful marriage. Another point I want to talk about now is good food and good sex. For the fact that you have been so trustworthy, you have been so industrious, you've been so good to your husband, you are good to your wife, the marriage is so soothing and blissful, you need to make good food in the house. Because one of the major things men love is food and good sex. By the time a lady at the next door is feeding your husband, you know what that means. You are shifting your husband's attention away from you. You are shifting the attention away from home. That is why you find some men, you find some men like, guy, I know they go home today. It doesn't happen. When you don't make good food, it's a big problem. Because man must eat. And when he has to eat, make sure you are there to provide good food for him. The same thing is good sex. You are the wife. Make it a point of duty for him not to clamor for any other person out there. Make it a point of duty not to clamor for any other lady out there, because the moment he has a shift in his attention, it might not just be easy to get back. So put in your effort, do the best you can be, do new things in the house, and make the marriage more blissful and successful. Another point is quality conversation. You should learn to read books. You should learn some skills, learn how to talk to people. Interpersonal relationship should be a priority in your life, even if you are not working in an office. So the moment your husband seeks for an advice, make sure you are chipping in something quality, something reasonable, something sensible, to really make him feel I have somebody tangible around me. Because the moment he's getting that outside, it doesn't make sense. The same thing goes to wife. When your wife has problem in her shop, in her office or something, you being the husband should be able to chip in quality information to give her that soothing relief she wanted. That is what I mean by quality conversation. The last point I want to talk about now is you have to prioritize what concerns both of you, being the man and the woman. Things like the children, you have to love the children as much as your wife is doing. You wife, you have to love the children as much as the husband is doing. In fact, you can notice in almost every family, when the wife is furious about the children, the father is not happy. Don't beat my baby. Don't beat my son. Don't beat my girl. That's my girl. And all stuff like that. Actually, he is just spending less than 4 hours with the girl per day. But for the mother that has spent so much time, so she knows when the children is doing wrong. She knows when she's doing the right thing. So when she sees the wrong thing, the father will just want to okay, don't worry, she's still a small girl. Don't beat her, don't do this. Because the father too is happy about the mother being furious being furious about the attitude of the child, because this is what concerns both of them. Like their house, clean the house is one of the things that concerns both of them, because both of them has to live in that house. Because when the husband is coming back home, probably with a friend, and meet a neat house, you can see him walking confidently into the house like, this is my home. But when he comes in and find out the whole place is upside down, he will feel bad, because because the wife doesn't prioritize what concerns both of them. The same thing goes to man. So we have to prioritize what concerns both of you. Even sometimes I go to my wife's shop and help her to pack some goods. Sometimes I drive out to market to get some stuff, because when the business is doing well, I am doing well. So to make your marriage successful, to make your marriage healthy, to make it a blissful marriage, you have to put in all these key points and have a loving, good marriage. Thank you and God bless.